And we are back, folks, for another edition of Behind the Uniform. This is where we take you on the field and find out about the guys who do what they do for the maize and blue and get it done. But we also learn about them off the field of play. And our guest today is a young man who, when you talk about the guys who have stood out on the field over the course of the spring and who we expect to really break out next fall and saw glimpses of last fall, this guy really comes first to mind. His name is TJ Guy. TJ, how you doing?
Good, how are you? Good.
Doing great, man. We saw you explode in some games last year. And certainly when we talk about, players who we're excited to see get their chance to really break out and shine and maybe be stars of the team, yours is one of the names we hear other guys on the team talk about. So I don't know how you feel about it, not to kind of heap too many expectations upon you, but man, a lot of guys on the team kind of talking about you right now.
I would say I'm just grateful, for their praise and things like that. We all work hard. We go to the same practices, you know what I'm saying? So, but no, I'm excited for this year too. Edge is a position where you kind of got to get in a rhythm and things like that. So I'll be able to do that, and then get more comfortable in the game. That's what I was doing last year. Like I feel like as the year went on, I was getting more comfortable in the game on the field. Actually, it's been a while since I played up to that point. So, but yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait.
Man, let's talk about your journey though, because the interesting thing about this Michigan team is, especially on the D line, this is deep.
Yeah, always.
Super deep with a lot of guys, and you're really talented. So for a guy like yourself, it'd be real easy to go someplace else and play right now.
Yeah.
But you didn't do that. So take us through your thought process, why you chose to stick it out, and grind for your time.
I pretty much knew coming here that it was going to be a developmental process, and I knew that they produced in my position. Like I was watching the guys in my position like before games in high school, just trying to do what they do. So yeah, I knew coming to Michigan it wasn't going to be a right away thing, and it was tough time sitting down waiting. But I just always had to believe, that my time is coming, and that all this behind the scenes is for a reason, and that's what I'm going to try to do this year, showcase that.
Yeah, and so it's also a physical sort of maturation and metamorphosis.
Yeah, definitely.
So where were you physically coming in the door? Give us a picture or a glimpse of where you were coming in and compared to where you are now.
Physically, I feel like I had the frame, but I was real raw. I had a lot of areas in my body that I definitely had to work on, that I took the time to work on, like extra and things like that. But I would say really raw, like just with technique and during the game and stuff. I would have the athletic ability, to flash and do things in practice, but my technique wasn't the greatest. We didn't really do that too much where I was from. So yeah.
So weight-wise, where were you?
I was light. I was pretty light. I was like 230, but then actually we had so much food accessible to us, and I was eating everything in sight, so I got a little heavier, and then I just had to carve that down a little bit. But yeah, I came in here around light. I was lighter. I was way lighter. Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's one of the things that you really see when you talk to guys who come in this program. The physical metamorphosis that they go through. I mean, it happens in every program, but it just feels different here with your strength and conditioning and nutrition. So for you, what has that journey been like?
It's a process, and you really have to commit to it. You can't halfway do it. If you halfway do it, you're not gonna be where you want to be. So, but like you said, our nutrition staff does a great job getting with us, looking at our body intensely, and then figuring out what we need to do, the program we need to follow. And it's all specific to each guy. Every guy's different. So I commend them because they work real hard at that. And then like you said, the strength and conditioning program, we don't do the typical football weightlifting. That's not really how we train. We kind of train for football, and we do a lot of football specific movements and workouts that would help during football. So you might get humbled with some of the workouts you do because it's probably the first time you're doing them here. Just over time, get better at them. Like you said, you're physically maturing. So yeah.
Yeah. So one of the things that sticks out when I look at you as well is where you come from. Thinking of guys like Mikey, Josaiah, of course,
Yep.
Zak Zinter,
Zak
Khalil,
Zinter,
CJ.
Yep. Peyton O'Leary.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You come from an area that is very often overlooked
Yeah.
for football talent.
Mm-hmm.
And all those guys I talked about came in with a bit of a chip on their shoulder because of that.
Yeah.
Did you have that same
yeah,
chip?
Definitely. Like I would just say Michigan does a great job of like, really looking, like really not just looking at the guys that everybody wants, but looking in the areas that people aren't, so they can find those gems like Mikey, like things like that. Yeah, I felt overlooked, definitely. Like I was like, but I felt cool with it because I didn't have all those weight-bearing expectations, of doing things right now. Like so, I was cool. I was cool with the chip on my shoulder. I'd rather it that way.
Yeah, and so you come in to a loaded, absolutely loaded defense.
Freshman year was crazy.
I mean,
Freshman year was crazy. Seeing Hutch up close, like watching him work out, watching him stretch pre-practice, watching how serious he was locked in on his technique, like all things I've never seen before. And like to me, he's the standard of the position. Like he's what you try to emulate at the position and try to be better than. So yeah, that was just super eye-opening. Him and Jabo, bro, I was like in awe every day at practice for real. It was so good, like nothing like I've seen before. And that's
and that's it's interesting that you say that, because I wonder when you come in and you see a pro.
Yeah.
I mean, do you take those habits?
Got to.
Like right now and start applying them?
Well, you try to. They're new to you, so you're not gonna be applying them how they're applying them, but you get a sense, and like I said, everybody's different, so what works for them might not work for you. You got to figure those things out, but the main thing is just watch what they do. That's what Coach Herb and Coach Harbaugh used to harp on us for, like see what was like emulate, surpass, or something like that, but you just got to follow that, and we have great examples still to like just see what the standard is, so yeah.
What would you say, I mean, because one thing I've heard guys talk about is you try to take, you just made a great point. Mm-hmm. You're yourself.
Yeah.
So it's not like you copy every single guy, but you do try to take pieces
from everybody.
Of everybody. Like, so what would you say is the piece of Aidan Hutchinson you took?
I try to play the run like how he played the run, really. Like, he was never in the wrong spot. He was always in his gap or making the play. Staying square, staying strong. Like, fundamentally, he was just sound. So, yeah, try to follow that in the run.
And a Jabo?
Jabo, the pass rush, quick answer. Like, bro, he was doing things that I wanted to do, like spinning, all types of stuff. He kind of moved. I feel like we kind of moved similar a little bit. So, yeah, I took what he did in the pass rush and tried to apply it to mine.
And another Northeast guy.
Yeah.
Too.
Like, small. Nobody really thought to get him a lot. Like, he wasn't highly sought out. So, but that's like what Michigan is. They're going to take your base, your rawest form, and then mold you into not only a great man, but a great football player, like play the game the right way. So, yeah.
And so, I thought, man, to fast forward and jump past all of that journey, because, the journey to the national championship, I mean, it was a fun ride, a memorable ride. Yeah. But the part of it that you're on now, you are really helping define.
Yeah.
And I thought last year, you in particular really shone a light upon the journey of the defense, because you talked about midway through the season at a point where the defense started to play well.
Yeah.
You were like, hey, new DC comes in, Coach Wink, and you said, hey, we aren't pros. And Coach Wink is kind of starting to see how to coach us. Yeah. Can you kind of take us back into that time, the transition to Coach Wink, very successful DC, you guys is a very successful defense,
right? And
how that mesh point for those two sides?
I would say, like, coming in, he's a pro. Like, he was a pro at what he does. Like, he was like experienced, seasoned, veteran pro, like at the highest level. And he was working with grown men, kids, like about their business, know what, it's not only like where to be on the field side of football, but like how to take care of things outside of football. Like, he was just, what I'm saying, that's what he was around. So I feel like he was used to that. We were used to like maybe or some of the younger guys are probably used to like a slower pace or something like that. But I feel like, yeah, like midway through the season, we all like just seemed to get on the same page. Not that he treated us lighter like kids or nothing like that, but I don't know. I don't think I could really remember right now off the top of my head what it was, but we just seemed to, click and play sound defense, and everybody knew what to do. If their guy was out of position, they knew what to do in that situation. So, yeah, it was fun, and like you said, I think it was just to shine some light on what it's going to be like this year.
Yeah, man, I remember talking to Will.
Mm-hmm.
He said something to me during camp. And he said, to kind of speak to your point, when you're talking about veterans, and especially pros, you can give a vet or a pro an instruction and be like, hey, I need you to blitz. I need you to blitz, and you can tell them what gap to go through, and they'll know inherently what to do. But a young guy, you might have to tell them to blitz. You might have to tell them what shoulder to attack.
What to do, yeah.
You might have to tell them every step to take.
He still might mess it up.
And he still might mess it up. He said, there's a...
That's kind of what it was, you know what I'm saying? Like, just younger, less mature in the game of football guys he was around. So we had to adjust him. He had to adjust us, definitely, but no problem at all.
Yeah, and so the other piece of it is, the different... It might have been a defense that he started, but there are evolutions of it that other guys come in and sort of put their own spin on. So coming in and figuring out what you guys do well under the umbrella of that defense, and then you guys also kind of learning him and figuring out what those mesh points are. That's not an overnight process.
No, it's definitely not. And like you said, it's the same DNA structure, and I think that's what made it the smoothest like it could be. Like, it wasn't a totally different package. Like, but DCs have their own things they like to do. Like you said, they favorite coverages, favorite blitz patterns, favorite this, that, random stuff, and whatever it could be. But yeah, it was a little different.
Yeah, man. So it makes me think back to some conversations that I had with your guy Mason, your roommate, because he sat in that seat that you're sitting in last year. I was talking to Max about it. He sat there last year, and before the season, he said, we can be better on defense than we were during the national championship. And I was like, come on, Mason, like, you guys won the national championship. He's like, no,
for real,
we can be better. And I was like, that does not make sense to me to hear you say that. And obviously went out to start the season, and it didn't look better. But once you guys started meshing, and even with some absentees on defense, you guys go out against Ohio State.
Lights out.
It was unbelievable, man.
Yeah. I feel like you asked me that question today, I'm gonna tell you we're gonna be better on defense this year than last year. Like, I just feel like that's the DNA we have, and not like past that, the talent we have on defense this year is crazy. Like, we can be so like special for real, like best defense, all that. I'm trying to be the best for real because we got some talent, boy. We got some talent.
You know what? I mean, so I hear you say that, and I'm looking at you like I looked at Mason. But then it's like he went out there, and it's like that game.
Ohio State?
Yeah.
Man, he went crazy. It
is one of the best performances I've ever seen.
He went crazy. Like, he was on one for sure. Like, that game's just different, like, we try to treat everybody the same, nameless faces. That's how you're supposed to do it. It's just when kickoff come, you're just something different. Like, I got to experience it last year, and it's real for sure.
Yeah, so I'm not one to doubt, especially you guys on defense, doing what you guys have done, and especially on the D line doing what you guys have done. I'm not one to doubt you when you say it now. So let's go into you personally, though, TJ, because you had some moments last year where it's like, who is this dude coming off the edge, man? So take me into the moments that you had last year where you were like, yeah, this is what I can do.
Man, I know, like, my early games definitely weren't the cleanest, like, because like I said, it was my first time out there playing real football at that level in a long time, you know, like the journey and all that. But I would say that USC game, like I was like, yeah, I want to do this for a long time. Like that was fun. And like I said, it definitely wasn't the cleanest game. Definitely had some slip-ups here and there, but I felt flashes. Like I had some flashes that game where I was like, yeah, like this what I do. Like, and it was fun. And I would say from that point on, I got more and more comfortable throughout the year. And yeah, I was like, by the end of the year, I'm like, yeah, like, you know what I'm saying, next year's gonna be crazy. So that's what I'm trying to do now.
Yeah, and so after the Ohio State game, Mason's out, KG's out. Everybody's saying, like they were saying before the Ohio State game, there's no way.
Right.
There's no way,
Right.
especially with Mason and KG out, that they're going to take on this Bama team, and they have everyone playing, and yet giving us a glimpse of what you guys have coming this year. You guys go out there, and it's like, where did all these dudes come from?
Yeah.
Because you went out there, and my man, Jalen Milroe, he was running for his life. So take me into the prep for that game, and then give me an idea of this group you have up front, yourself included, what you guys bring to the table.
I mean, like, despite having those guys gone and all that, like, we go through the same practices, you know, like the guys that were playing in that game that you didn't see all season, like, we're still, you know, building the same way the guys that were out there were building. So I just feel like that's what we do, like, it's what we practice every day. And like I said before, everybody has their own specific talents and traits and what makes them special. But when you over time repetition, the defense, reps at the defense, like plays, you get comfortable in. Like, it probably didn't help that the media and all of them were saying that they didn't expect anything from us, or all these guys playing it. So it was more fuel to the fire, and we were just working. We were just, you know, working on our game like we always do, and we were just excited to go show. Like everybody, I know all the guys, all the young D tackles were excited to just go out there and, you know, actually go play for real. So it was fun. And what makes us special is we're deep, and everybody has their own talent. Everybody has their own specialty, and I think it feeds off each other so well. Like, I think this year, like, we're gonna. Every individual guy is going to funnel a sack to another guy, like a lot of times, because it's just our games play good off of each other, so it's going to be fun for real.
Yeah, that definitely was evident in that game.
Yeah.
Like you
one guy's going to push him right to the next guy, you know.
Yeah, that was definitely. And you guys seem like a really unselfish group in that way. Like, you know, and by design a lot of times, hey, I'm gonna give up my body so the other guy can get a sack.
Picks or something.
Yeah,
things like that. Yeah.
A lot of pick stunts. That is a part of your DNA too.
I would say just because, you know, like the game itself, like on the D line, it's on your shoulders, kind of like stopping the run, getting the pressure on the quarterback. And you have to be unselfish. Like, you have to be not okay, but happy for the guy next to you winning the rep. So it's just they're going to focus on him. Now you know what I'm saying? It got to be all game unselfishness for real.
Yeah, so, you know, preparation, getting prepared for what you got to do on game day. You guys have, you know, all you guys that are getting ready to go out there and do your thing like you did in that Bama game. You have been preparing for a long time for your time to shine. So looking forward to seeing what you guys do this season. But preparation is the key word when it comes to your financial future. That's the name of the game when it comes to NIL. A lot of guys not taking advantage of that opportunity, but that's one of the reasons why we started this platform, so we could try to help these young guys get on the path to prepare for their financial future. And so the Financial Literacy Bootcamp was born with our partners over at UMCU and Morgan Stanley. And so the fellas, TJ and the rest of the guys, made their way over to UMCU to get started on the first leg of the Financial Literacy Bootcamp. So here's that first part of the journey.
Thank you guys so much for coming. We are so excited. This is our second year of Behind the Uniform. And so U10 players have been hand selected really as players that we see giving back to the community, giving back to the Michigan fans as folks that we cannot wait to see hit the field this season.
I'm TJ Guy, play edge. This will be my 5th year coming up at Michigan on the football team, and I'm from Boston, Massachusetts.
All right.
So DJ, just pull out that quote, read it aloud for me. What does that say? And tell me kind of first thoughts.
The goal while building wealth is progress, not perfection.
All right. So tell me what that means to you.
To me, like, you know, throughout the investing journey you'll probably make some mistakes, but the most important thing is to learn from them and not make those mistakes again.
Who makes your financial decisions for you? Max, who makes those?
It's us.
You do, right? TJ, who's making your financial decisions?
Me.
Yeah. You're the driver of your own bus, and in some ways that's empowering, and in other ways it can be a little scary, because a lot of this stuff, you know, we're just learning and stuff like that. So these are all great principles, but we really like to encourage people that we're working with, hey, you're the driver of your bus. You make the decision. He's single, he's 25, he's got a nice job in Chicago, he's living on his own right now, and he's making $8,000 a month net, after taxes and deductions, stuff like that, but he's not sure where to spend it. And we're gonna have the yellow team back there, the blue team right out in the hall, and I'm just curious, what would you do if Kenneth asked you for some help? He's like, you know, gosh, I got good money, but how much should I spend on my apartment? How much should I save? How much should I invest? And you guys know, there's gotta be some entertainment, there's gotta be a bath. Look at all those categories. There should be a dollar amount in every single one of them. What you all decide to do is going to be up to you. Spend it down to zero.
TJ, out here at the University of Michigan Credit Union, the Playbook Prosperity. So when you talk about the plays you learned today, what were the biggest ones, your biggest takeaways from today?
The time to save is now while you're earning, not later. Taking care of all your financial responsibilities first and foremost, rather than spending money first and things like that. So just handling what you need to handle first. Priorities definitely is what I learned.
Prioritization, definitely a big picture kind of thing, but I thought that what they did really hammer in on is, while you got to look at the big picture, kind of the here and now priorities as well, teaching you guys about those, the budgeting that you got to kind of look at. I didn't know that a lot of you guys hadn't really learned about how much you got to spend on groceries, how much you got to spend on car insurance.
Yeah.
Did you know those things already?
Yeah, sort of. I had a feel. I didn't like the teacher said, we kind of all hold the budget in our head sometimes. So having the physical budget right in front of us to write down and work and see on was good. That was good for me. Yeah. All
right. So when you focus in on the big lesson you learned today, like, I didn't know that, but now I know it based on what I learned today here at UMC. What was that big thing that you didn't know that you now know based on what you saw today?
We actually talked about financial peace, and that was something I never talked about before, like, or really looked at. A lot of people know financial freedom and financial happiness, but financial peace is like being able to cover whatever comes up in life and things like that. So it's kind of something I already knew, but a term that I never heard before.
Yeah, it's that financial peace.
Yeah, not happiness, peace.
Yeah, man, the two things are definitely different. That's what one of the big takeaways when you talk about the Playbook for Prosperity. And so on the other part of the journey, the Financial Literacy Bootcamp was making their way over to meet with Dave Himich with Morgan Stanley and learning about investments and making your money work for you and preparing for life 20, 30, 40 years down the line. And so TJ, in your meeting with Dave and talking about preparing for life a long way down the line, what were some of your big takeaways from your time with Dave?
Like you said, make your money work for you. And it's kind of like, you know, what I learned is like giving a small chunk up now so that it can pay off later on. And you know, a lot of guys, like young guys getting money these days, like you said, they might not, you know, just be aware. You know, might not come from that type of money, so they might not be aware of the tools and the ways that you can make the money, like, you know, always be there for you. So, like you said, investing, like really, like you can make a lot of money in investing. Like just putting something up, putting it in the right places, like you can double, triple, you know, tenfold, whatever it is in your money. And I just think it's really important for us because, you know, we get guys, you know, that don't come from a lot, like I said, and don't know how to manage or use or preserve or save their money. And I advise everybody to take, you know, even if you know about it, just go see what other people have to say about it, go see where their minds are at about it, because it's a big game. Like there's a lot of different things you can put your money in, and I was really blessed to have that opportunity for real.
So had you been a guy who had been, you know, from the early part of NIL, had you been a saver already?
I mean, yeah, I sort of came in with NIL, rolled around, but no, it wasn't like how it was today. But yeah, no, I would say I was a saver. Yeah, I have a financial advisor, so he takes care of me.
So what about taxes? Had you prepared for that? Because I remember when it first started.
You have to. Not everybody was. Yeah,
oh
was
man,
scary.
dudes were getting caught up.
And it's like you got to keep that in mind all year, because especially with the money that some athletes are making these days at a young age, they might not know how much taxes could hit you. Like, and you got to make, you know, Morgan Stanley taught us about quarterly payments and things like that, so they don't just jump up on
right.
you. So you got to save all year for that, definitely.
Oh man, I saw dudes. Yeah. I mean, I had everything. They had their cars. They had everything lined up, and then the tax time hit, and it was like, what?
Man, boy, you never want. I never want to be in that position. That is terrible. I would never. Yeah, because it could be a lot of. I didn't know taxes could be that much, and it's different in certain parts of the country. Take half your money.
Yeah, man.
What?
Yeah, it could be crazy. Well, the thing that I think was maybe the toughest part, but at the same time, I think the most exciting part for a lot of guys to grasp is you can really fund your retirement in college.
Yeah.
Your whole retirement.
If you do it right,
you
know what I'm saying? Like you like I said, you give a small chunk up now, so you can look back, and you gotta have the patience for it too. But so you can look back and, you know, have it just a fund of money, like, you know. And why would you not want to do that? You know, just you can't spend it now or spend it all now. That would just be dumb. And even things like, you know, real estate, things like I just had an internship with Matt Lester, actually. Learned all about investment through real estate and things like that. So yeah, it's a lot of ways you can grow your money, make your money really work for you.
Yeah, one of the big time supporters of Michigan athletics.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So definitely doing outstanding when it comes to preparing for your financial future, and hopefully a lot of other student athletes are doing the same, and just young people in general. Taking these nuggets. That's what the Financial Literacy Bootcamp is all about. And so TJ, man, preparing for this moment that's upon you now to go out and really shine is what this is all about. But you don't do it alone. You got to have people in your corner kind of helping you prepare. So, you know, Mason's been shouting you out for a while. Yeah. I mean, even last year he was like, man, watch out for TJ. He's like, you watch, TJ's about to, man, TJ. And so even as he's moved on, he's like, man, TJ is about to be that guy.
That's my guy.
And so where would you say, even from the end of last year to now, where would you say you have grown the most, both mentally and physically?
This football thing's really starting to seem like second nature to me, like the back of my hand, like not just like technique-wise, I'm saying like formations, like what certain plays comes out of certain formations and things like that, like situationally, game, like, because football is all about situations, so understanding the game situationally, like I would just say like football is really starting to seem like second nature to me, and I've been taking the run game really serious. I really want to fly. I don't want to just be like good in the run. I want to be like dominant in the run, dominant in the pass, dominant all factors of an edge responsibility role. You know what I'm saying? Coverage, like all the things that go into it, I've just been harping on more and more. Like that's what you got to do. Let's keep the main thing, and it's gonna pay off. So But yeah, shout out Mason, man. He seen me grind, and I was taking things from him, adding it to my game because he's a crazy one-on-one. Yeah.
Yeah, he's phenomenal. But
Yeah.
it's funny you mentioned coverage. Hey, edge guy, yeah, man. Michigan
Today
drops
they-
their edges
yeah,
in coverage.
Yeah, I play outside linebacker a little bit here and there too, and it's just I really want to get a pick six, bro. What? That would complete everything. That would complete everything. Get a pick six, score a touchdown. That'd be crazy. So yeah, that's something I'm trying to do.
Yeah, man, that would definitely set it off. And
Yeah.
so, coaching, a big part of your development. There's one guy that I haven't heard a lot about, but I know when it comes to edge play here, I think we need to shout out Coach Fee, man. So what about Coach Fee?
Bro, Coach Fee is like imagine having a pro fresh out the game giving you all the knowledge. Like, it's just a blessing. Like, he really played the game for 11 years at the position, and it's not an easy position to play. He played in this style of defense. He just gives us like little here and there every day, like every play off the field, on the field. He just tells us, gives us insight, gives us tools, gives us techniques. He lets you know what to do in bad situations, you know what I'm saying, on the field. So it's been a blessing. I haven't really I've seen great coaches, but I haven't seen a coach that, played football in the league for 11 years at my position. So that's a blessing, bro. Shout out Coach Fee.
Yeah, man. So you guys, you mentioned the depth that you guys have up front. Coach Espo talked about it. He said, I pride myself on having a deep group. And he said last year's group was great. He said, I don't know if we'll ever see two DTs like Mason and KG.
Bro.
So make no mistake. But
Bro.
as far as the depth up front, we might be deeper this year.
We pride ourselves on next man up, like, and should be no drop off. That's something we say a lot. Like, when the 2s, 3s, freshmen go in during camp, no drop off. Like, we expect the same picture that the ones had or that the starters have, and guys take that serious, and they like everybody's trying to be better than the guy ahead of them. So it's just competitive, expectational group. Like, we expect what we expect, and that's what it should be. So yeah.
Yeah, this is what we do. Humans compare, right?
Yeah.
But as you look at this D line, where would you say, how does it? Is it when you compare the two? Is that how you compare it? Is it deeper? What I look at, I think you guys are bigger than you were last year. That's what I see as maybe a big difference.
Yeah.
You got more 310, 315 pounders
heavy.
up there.
Yeah, we got some heavy. We got some kid from Clemson, Trey Williams, huge, strong, plug up the middle. Comparatively, they're definitely different, but deeper. Yeah, I think we have, because we're deeper, we have more talent, like different, talent spaces there, playing off each other crazy. Like, I think it's a different D-line, but no worse for sure. No worse for sure. Only up, definitely.
So when a year in the system, I wonder how much that aids what you guys are able to do coming into the year as well. How much does that advance the ball for you heading into this season?
It's not a new DC season. You know what I'm saying? We're not starting the season with a new DC, somebody we have to get used to. This is our guy. He's been our guy. Don't get it twisted, but like, we all know how each other think. We all know how we like to play certain things. So it's just gonna be way more continuity, way more freedom, I feel like, to go out there and rock for real, because we know what each other are thinking. We know how to stop this. We know how to stop that. We know how we like to stop that. So yeah.
So the voices in the
Always
locker
there.
room. I know Rod's still around, but you had a lot of some of the big voices from last year's team have moved on.
Yeah.
Who are some of the voices stepping up? Are you one of those voices?
Yeah, I would consider myself one of those voices. I say Rayshawn Benny. He's been. I just watch him, and he's growing as a leader every day. Derek Moore, Max. I would say we all try to be leaders, and we all try to lead the next guy, because that's how you really, find team success. When everybody's on one common goal, one common mission, moving the same way. So we all try to, be the expectation every day, be the standard every day. And if one guy, it doesn't matter, it could be young talking to an old guy talking to a young guy. If one guy sees one guy not doing what he's supposed to be doing, he's gonna let him know. So that's something we pride ourselves on.
All right, now I'm not trying to put you on the spot, TJ. I'm not. But I gotta ask you. You know, when my man steps up and he's like, "I'm never losing to them again.
Oh,
Never gonna happen. That's over."
yeah.
Do you pay attention to that? Is that bulletin board material, or do you tune that out?
I definitely just tuned it out. Like, I didn't take none of that serious, but I would give some personal advice, and I would say don't say things like that on media so you don't look a certain way when it doesn't play out how you thought it was. But that's all I would say. But I definitely paid zero mind to that, though. Yeah.
It is, you know.
I know it's some for, you know, the audience to talk about, but I would just say don't. I would never say nothing like that on air. So if I don't play out the way I thought it would, I don't look crazy when that happens. So I don't know. You know, that's what
Hey, man, listen. You know, it's been an interesting few years, to say the least. You look at the reaction to that game, their reaction to that game.
The world, yeah, it's crazy.
You know, from on the field to after that game, they won the championship, and that's still occupying their brain clearly. And so that's why I asked the question, you know, how does it affect you? Is it something that drives you more, or is it just something that you put off to the side? Okay, you know, it's just one more thing as you get ready for the season.
I mean, we have a saying around our building, and you see it up on the screens and stuff. What are you doing to beat Ohio State today? So, you know, we take it serious. Like, all year we make sure we're on our P's and Q's. So when it comes to that time, we don't have to do nothing extra. You know, and everybody's just on one when it's that week. So yeah.
I got you, man. Well, I would be remiss if I didn't ask you. You talked all about the defense, but I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you about your impressions of this Michigan offense. You see it from a different perspective. How different did it look for you over the course of the spring?
I have a very pleasant reaction with where the offense is at. I'm really happy to see where they're at. They look just, you know, and it might be a year of them gelling too as a group, but they just look more advanced, you know, than where they were at last year at this point in time. Even in the spring, like, they were just moving the ball better. Like, they would get us sometimes, and as a defensive player, you know, you don't like that, but when you go back and think, oh, this is my offense, so it's a good feeling. But yeah, I have a real pleasant reaction with where they're at right now.
Yeah, and it's a quarterback competition, but, you know, just your initial impressions of the young fella, the young quarterback.
He's legit. He's legit. I'm telling y'all, he's legit. Like, he's my size, and he's a quarterback, and he can throw the ball. Like, and the ball's gonna explode out of his hand, whatever throw he's making, and it's gonna get right to the guy. You're gonna look, and it's gonna be there already. So, yeah, he's the real deal for sure. He's number one overall for a reason. He's a great, humble kid for real. He's down to earth, real dude. I'm really excited to see what he can do for real.
All right, so let's close it out though, talking about TJ Guy. Man, if you write the story of the season for TJ Guy, what does that story look like? What's the beginning, the middle, and the end?
Man, go out in the beginning, set the tone for the season early. Like, I don't want to give out any specifics because I just don't do that sort of thing, but I want to go out and start fast, and then from that point on, elevate throughout the whole season and just have a complete year, a dominant year in all phases of the game. That's something I'm really taking serious this year. I want to be a complete edge defender, and I want to emulate the top guys that I watch, and I want to have a season like the season they be having. So, yeah.
Well, TJ, man, appreciate your time. It's been a pleasure to watch your journey.
Thank you.
Your guys have been talking you up forever, and we've been seeing.
That's why I feel like that narrative. You know, every year it's like a breakout TJ guy. So I'm ready to just no breakout, just do what I do.
Just do what you do. Hey, man, look, that's what it is.
Yeah.
At Michigan, I don't think it's a sign of you not doing what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
I think it's a sign of just the depth at Michigan. So, hey man, everything's happening when it's supposed to happen.
Definitely, I believe in that.
You know?
Yeah.
So, good luck this season.
Appreciate it, thank you.
and looking forward to seeing you do what you do.
Thank you.
It's another edition of Behind the Uniform.